Welcome back to Teacher Low class, and we'll be continuing our survey of math series. And this is chapter 4, number representation and calculation. And now this video is part 3 of this chapter. And if you need other to watch back to other videos about part 1 or part 2, feel free to go back to watch. And if you need the notes, feel free to get it from my description box too. And now we'll be focusing on the computation about the number bases. So what is computation? So basically computation just mean addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division among the bases. Okay. And now let's start with addition and we'll be continuing the rest. Okay. So before I go straight to the base 4, which is the first questions here, let me just try to look at the number that we always use, which is base 10. So for example, okay, 33 base 10 plus 13 base 10. Okay, so how we do this usually? Usually we'll do like 3 plus 3, it will become 6, of course base 10, which we will not write this one in our daily life, and 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. And that's our answer, 46 base 10. And in this situation, which is addition with the base 4, let's see what's the differences. So we first need to understand again, when it is base 4, the number that we will use is only 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's look at here. 3 plus 3, we know is equal to 6. But we know that there's no 6 in base 4. So we need to convert 6 to base 4. And the way of converting it is like what we learned in the previous video. We need to divide by 4 because this is base 4. So 6 divided by 4, it will be 1, then here will be 2. And the answer is 1, 2. So we can write here 1, we can write here 2. Of course, this is base 4. And the next one, 3 plus 1, so it's equal to 4. Or you can plus this also become 5. So 5 divide by 4, so it'll be 1, then this will be 1. So it'll be 1, 1. So the answer here will be 1, 1, 2 base 4. And that's for our notes here. Okay. So I believe that this is kind of interesting, and just try to look at it in different examples and you'll be familiar with how we do it. Okay. Let's look at this question. 111 base 2 plus 101 base 2. So 111 base 2 plus with 101 base 2. Of course, we give us base 2. And let's look at here. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. However, there's only 0 and 1 in base 2. So we need to change this 2 by changing it to 2. So it will become 1, 0. So it will be 1 here, it will be 0 here. And here the same thing here, 1, 1, it will become 1, 2. So 2, 1, 0. So 1, 0. And here 1, 2, 3. So we have 3. So 3, changing the base to 2, it will become 1, 1. So it will be 1, 1, 0, 0. That's the answer. Okay. So if you are not familiar on how to change like this one, this one, this one, this one, feel free to go back to the previous video and learn how to change from base 10 to other bases. Okay. And let's continue. 342 base 5 plus 413 base 5. So 342 base 5 plus 413 base 5. Okay, so 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. However, 5 is not under base 5. So we need to change to base 5, which is 1, 0. So it will be 1, 0. This is base 5. And here, 1 plus 4, 5, 5 plus 1, 6. So 6 convert base, it will be 1, 1. So here will be 1 and 1. And the next one, 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 1, 8. So 8 we need to convert to base 5. So 1 will be 3. So the answer here will be 1310 base 5. Okay, I hope you get the concept. So if you're not getting the concept, we will try more questions here. Okay, so 14632 base 7, 5604 base 7. Of course, if you get you base 7, look at here, 2 plus 4, it is equal to 6. But let me ask you, is 6 within base 7? Yes, the answer is yes. So we will not change the base because we know it is the same thing, right? So we know it is part of 7, base 7. So we'll be putting here. And 3 plus 0 is equal to 3. And how about the next one? 6 plus 6. There is more than 7. So it will be 6 plus 6 is 12. So we need to change it to base 7. And it will be 1. And here will be 5. So here will be 1. And here will be 5. And here 5, 4, 1 is equal to 10. So 10 is more than base 7. So change 7 here and be 1 here. Then it'll be 3 here. So be 1 and there'll be 3 here. And 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. And it is 2. So you can look at here 2, 3, 5, 3, 6, and this is base 7. Okay, and let's try the next one here. 8765 base 9 plus 5864 base 9. So 58765 base 9, 5864 base 9. We need to add up together. Of course, it will give you base 9. So 5 plus 4, which is 9, but 9 is not under base 9. So 9, you need to divide by 9. It will give you 1, 0. So here will be 1, here will be 0. 1 plus 6 is equal to 13. And 13 will be divided by 9. And it will give you 4. So it will be 1, and here will be 4. 8 plus 7 plus 1, here give you 16. So 16 divided by 9, it will give you 1, 7. So here will be 1, 7. 8 plus 5 plus 1, it will give you 14. So 14 divided by 9, it will give you 1, 5. So the answer here would be 15740 with a base of 9. That's it. Okay, so I hope you get the idea here. It's kind of easy when you get the concept. And let's look at the base 16. So which is here 53b base 16. We plus with 694 base 16. Okay, so you need to know that in base 16 this involving alphabet. Okay, we know that there's 0 to 9 and A, B, C, D, E, F, which A represent 10 actually, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So when we look at here, B, actually it means 11, okay? So 11 plus 4 is equal to what? Is equal to 15. And we know 15 is actually F. When we look at here, 15 actually is F. So here we can straight away write this is F. And the next one, 3 plus 9. 3 plus 9 we know is 11. And we know that 11 is B. So we can write here B. But 10, 10, 11, 12. Oh, it's 12. So it will be C. Okay, C. And the next one, 5 plus 6, that's equal to 11. And though there is B. So the answer here will be BCF base 16. That's all. Okay. So now we learn how to do the addition and let's start to learn about subtraction. But before let me go to subtraction, let me just compare about the subtraction in base 10 that we usually do it. So for example, okay, 31 base 10, okay, 31 base 10 minus 12 base 10, okay. So usually when we were to do this, like 1 minus 2, 1 cannot minus 2, so we'll borrow like, okay, this one will be 2, and this one will be plus 3 because we're borrowing to here, so it will become 11. And 11 minus 2 will give you 9, and 2 minus 1 will give you 1, and this is base 10. I believe that this is the basic subtraction that we have learned, but there's a question that I want to ask you, which is when we borrow here, like 3 become 2, when we borrow, why it is plus 10 here? There's a question here. Why it is plus 10? If you notice, actually it plus 10 because this is a base 10. Okay, that's why it is plus 10. Okay, so which means that if this is other bases like base 2, maybe base 2, the plus 10 here will become plus 2. And that is the concept that will be involving in the subtraction here. Okay, so let's try, okay, no worries. So now let's look back to this question. 31 base 4 minus 12 base 4. So 1 minus 2. Yes, we are not able to minus it. So we will borrow. So 3 of course will become 2. And because this is base 4, so we will plus 4 here and it will become 5. Okay, again, because this is base 4, that's why this is plus 4. If it is base 10, like the question here, it will plus 10. So here, 5 minus 2, it will become 3. And 2 minus 1, it will become 1. And of course, this is base 4. And that is how it is. And let's look at the first questions here. 1000 base 2 minus 1012. So again, we just need to write in a vertical way, so minus 1012. Okay, and of course this is base 2. And now let's look at here. 1000. How are we gonna borrow it? Now we know that when it's not enough to minus, we'll borrow from the left. And we'll plus 4 in this case. And we know this case, okay, for sure we'll plus 2. But how are we gonna do it? Okay, let me show you how to do it in base 10 first, okay? So in base 10, okay, example 100 base 10 minus 101 base 10. When we want to borrow, we cannot borrow from these two, right? Because it's 0. So we'll borrow from the first one here. But you need to always remember, when I borrow from this one will become 0. And this one, instead of becoming 10, this one will be becoming 9. This one will be becoming 9. And this one will be becoming 10. So do you get a concept? When I when I borrowing by skipping to the very first one, in between it will become 1 less than the original base. So which means that this is 10, but when I borrow in between, it will become 9. Why? Because as you know, 1, 0 here, right? 1 plus this one will become 0. 1 plus, then it will become 1000. That's why it is becoming like one number less than the base. So in this case, it will become 10 minus 1, it will become 9. And of course, 9 minus 0, it will become 9. 9 minus 1, it will become 8. And that's the answer. Okay? So when we come back to the situation here, but let me just highlight 10, 10, 10, 10. However, in between, it will become 9, 9. The same in this case. When I want to borrow from this one, okay, this one for sure becomes 0 because when I take away the 1, and this one will become 2 because we plus 2, but in between it will become 1 and 1. Okay, so you might don't be confused why don't this one become 2, because this is the middle one. Okay, so 2 minus 1 it become 1, 1 minus 0 it become 1, 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, and no 0 minus something is nothing, and here will be 11 base 2. Okay, so look at here, compare 1 1 2 2 2 2 9 9 10 10 10 10. Okay, so basically it is actually the same concept that we always did in base 10, but this is a different base. Okay, let's look at the next one. 1 2 0 0 base 3, 1 2 0 0 base 3 minus 1 0 1 2 base 3. Okay, of course we know that this is base 3, and again the same thing here. 2 1 2 0 0, I need to minus, so I need to borrow from the previous one because I'm not enough to minus a 2, but of course they also not enough, so I will borrow from here. This one will become 1, this one for sure become 3 because this is base 3. However, the numbers in between, it will always 1 less than the base, so which is mean this is 2. So 3 minus 2 it is 1, 2 minus 1 it is 1, 1 minus 0 it is 1. So the answer for this one is 1 1 1 base 3. That's all. Okay, and let's look at it here. 42 base 5 minus 13 base 5. Exactly the same concept. 42 base 5 minus 13 base 5. 2 minus 3. Of course, we cannot minus it, so we'll borrow from this one. It will become 3. And again, this is base 5. That's why we need to plus 5 with on this 2. And if you plus 5, it will become 7. So 7 minus 3, it will become 4. And 3 minus 1, it will become 2. So the answer is 24 base 5, or 24 base 5. Let's look at the fourth questions here. 462 base 8. And the another one is 177 base 8. The answer will be base 8 for sure. But now, how we gonna do it? So 2 not able to minus 7, so I will borrow from here. This one become 5. And here, because this is base 8, so we will plus 8 onto it. It will become 10. And 10 minus 7 is equal to 3. However, this 5, we are also not able to minus the 7. So we borrow from this 4, it will become 3. And again, because we know this is base 8, so 8 we plus 5, and that will give you 13. And 13 minus 7, that will give you 6. Okay? And of course, 3 minus 1, it will give you 2. And that's all. Okay? I think it's kind of easy. And let's try the last questions for this page, for this subtraction. 4C6 16 minus 198 16. Okay, so 6 minus 8. Oh no, we are not able to minus it. And we need to borrow from this C. So what is this C again? So again, A, B, C, D, E, F. This is 10, this is 11, this is 12, this is 13, this is 14, and this is 15. So we know that this C actually is what? Is 12. So we can borrow from here, it will become 11. So we borrow here, so 6 we plus 16 because this is base 16. So 16 plus 6, it will become 22. So 22 minus 8, it will become 14. And when you remember, 14 is 14 is E. So we'll write here E. And of course, this is 16. And 11 minus 9, that is equal to 2. And 4 minus 1, that is equal to 3. And that's all. Okay? So it's kind of easy. And let's move on to the next one, which is multiplication. So let's come back here. Okay, multiplication. So for multiplication is almost the same thing that from what we have learned in addition. Okay, let's look at the base 10. Okay, like 34 base 10 example times 2 base 10. So from what we learned, what we did do is 4 times 2, it is 8. And of course 3 times 2, that is 6. So 68 base 10. That's all. That's what we do in base 10. However, in multiplication, it is always always need to remember that what's the base, and is that more than the base? Okay, so just like this question, 34 base 6 times 2 base 6. So we know that 4 times 2 is equal to 8, and we know 8 is not in the base 6. So we need to base 8, we need to change it to base 6. Again, the same thing, 1, and this is 2. So you get the idea. Here be 1, here be 2, and this is 6. And of course 3 times 2, that is equal to 6. So 6 plus 1, that's equal to 7. So 7 is not in base 6. We need to change it to base 6, which is equal to 1, 1. So the answer here will be 1, 1, 2, base 6. And that's how you do multiplication. Okay, it's kind of easy, but let's try to deep inside. 1, 1 base 2 times 1 base 2. So 1, 1 base 2 times 1 base 2. Okay, so base 2 here. So 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 1, 1. That's all. Okay, so the reason that I put these questions here is I want to just let you aware that even though it is in base 2, but it might get the same answer too, although it's a different base. Okay, but you don't need to worry. This is just an idea that let you know that okay, there's a possibility that getting the same answer. Okay, so don't be panicked when you get the same answer, although it's a different base. Okay, let's look at here. 21 base 4 times 3 base 4. Okay, it's kind of easy. 1 times 3 is equal to 3, and we know there's 3 in base 4, so it's okay. And 2 times 3, 2 times 3 we know is 6, and 6 is not in base 4, so we need to change the base. So 6 divided by 4, if we give you 1, there'll be 2, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's the answer. Okay, let's look at the next one. 5, 4, 3 base 7 times 5 base 7. So 5, 4, 3 base 7 times 5 base 7. Okay, this seems like a little bit difficult, but let's try. 3 times 5 is equal to 15. And we know 15 is not in base 7, so we need to change it to base 7. So 2 times 7 is equal to 14. 15 minus 14 is 1. So we know that this is 2, 1. So here would be 2, here would be 1. Okay, so far so good. So 5 times 4 is equal to 20, and 20 plus 2 is equal to 22. 22 divided by 7, so it will be 7 times 3, 21, and here we have 1 left. So here will be 3, 1. Okay, so 5 times 5 is equal to 25, and we need to plus 3, and it is 28. So remember, always you need to plus 3. Okay, always plus the one on top. Okay, 5 times 5, 25, plus 3, 28. So 28 we need to divide by 7, and we know 4, 0. And we know it's 4, 0. And that's all for the answer. Okay, let's look at the next one. 623 base 8 times 4 base 8. Okay, so 623 base 8 times 4 base 8. Okay, of course this is base 8. And now we need to figure it out. 3 times 4 is equal to 12. So 12 you divide by 8. It will give you 1, it will give you 4. So here be 1, 4. 4 times 2 is equal to 8. 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. So 9 divided by 8 is equal to 1, 1. So 1, 1. And the last one, 6 times 4 is 24. So 24 plus 1 is equal to 25. So 25 divided by 8, it will be 3, 1. So it will be 3114 base 8. Okay, kind of easy. And let's challenge something difficult, which is in base 16. So base 16 is always a bug, you know. Why? Because it involves like something like alphabet, which makes it looks hard. Okay, so let's try. No worries. So E4 base 16 times 2D base 16. Okay, of course we need to write down A, B, C, D, E, F. A represent 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so 4 times D. So what is D? D we know is 13. So 4 times 13 we know is 52. And we know, okay, 52 divided by 16. So we know 52 divided by 16 it will be 16 times 3 equal to 48. And 52 minus 48 gives you 4. So here will be 3, here will be 4. Okay, and let's try the next one. D times E. We know D is 13, E is 14. So 13 times 14 is what? 4, 3, 12, 5, 3, 1. So it'll be 8, 1, 2. 182. And we know 182, we need to plus with the 3 on top here. It'll be 185. So we need to change to 185 to base 16. 1, 2, 1, and here we give you 9. Okay, so it'll be 11, 9. Okay, but again you need to remember that what is this? 11. Okay, so 11 is the same thing as B, right? So we need to cut it and become B, and so here will become B9. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8, so it's nothing much. And 2 times E. So now, what is E? E is 14. So 14 times 2 is equal to 28. So again, we need to make 28 divide by what? 28 you need to divide by 16. And we know it is 1. Then this one will give you 16, it will be 12. And we know 12 is base, which is C. So we need to cut it and become C. So this one will become 1 and this one becomes C. Okay. It is kind of complicated, right? It looks like. Okay. But it's okay. We'll try. The key thing here is that you need to know that when it's 11, you need to change it to B. When it is 12, you need to change it to C. Okay, that's all. Now 4, it will be 4. Okay, this is base 16. This is 9 plus 8. So 9 plus 8 is equal to what? 17. So again, 17, you need to change into base 16. So it will become 1, it will become 1. Okay? 1, 1. So it will become 1, and here become 1. And here, B, C, B plus C plus 1. So we know B is 11, C is 12, and we need to plus 1. So we know it's equal to 24. So 24, we change it to base 16. So we know it's 1, and here will be 8. 1, 8. So we know this is, we need to put a 1 here, and here is 8. And 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So the answer is 2814, 2814 base 16. And that's all. Okay. Again, the key thing here is you need to know how to switch from from alphabet back to numbers, and how from numbers back to alphabet. And remember, when a full example like 11 is here or 10 is here, we can straight away change it to B. However, when you look at something like 1, 1, this is separated, so you cannot change it to B. Okay, only the one together you can change it to alphabet. Okay. Now we refer to the last one, which is division. Okay, so division. Let's look at. Let me just show you the normal way of doing it. Okay, so in normal, how we do it? In normal, we will do it in this way. For example, like 2 base 10. If you want to divide by 3 in base 10, okay, how will you do it? Okay, we're just like matching. Okay, 3. This is 22. So 7 times 3, we know is 21. Then 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. Then we bring down the 2, it will give you 12. We know 4 times 3 is equal to 12. Then we are done. This is how we usually do it, right? However, the reason that we're able to do this is because we're familiar with the multiplication table. Okay, because we know that, okay, 3 times 7 is equal to 21. That's why we can 22 here. However, the multiplication that we familiar is in base 10. It's not in other bases. So that's the hard thing here, that when we do division. So when we do division in other bases, we need to always list down the multiplication table for that particular base. So for example, this is base 10, right? What I can do is I can list down the multiplication table for number 3, for 3. Why? Because we are doing 3 right here. We divided by 3. So what I can do is 3, okay, 3 times 0 times 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6 times 7. Of course, until where is depending on how far we're gonna do it. Example like this: 0 times 3, 0, 1 times 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Okay, that's why we need to always do this table when we do other bases. Okay, the reason we are not doing it when we are doing base 10 is because we're familiar with it already, but for other bases we are not. Okay. Okay, let's try the question. Okay, so first thing, this is 3 base 4, and we need to create a table. Okay, create a table. And how are we gonna create a table? Like this. Okay, we know this is 3. Why 3? Because this is 3. And of course, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if not enough, later on we will just create more. Okay, so 0, 3 times 0 is equal to 0. 3 times 1 is equal to 3. 3 times 2 is equal to, I know you will tell me 6, but remember, this is base 1. This is base 4. This is base 4. So we cannot tell it is 6. We need to change the 6 into base 4, which is equal to 1, 2, which is equal to 12. That's why we are not able to do it straight away, but we need to create a table because we are not familiar with the multiplication in the other bases. Okay, so the same thing here. 3 times 3 is equal to 9, but we need to change it to base 4, which is equal to 2, 1. And this will be 21. Okay, so how we do it? Look at here. 2, no, because 3 is bigger than 2. So how to do this? 22. Okay, we know that 3, look at here. 3 times 3 is equal to 21 in the base 4. Okay, so we put here 3, so it will become 21. Okay, try to compare. This is base 4, this is base 10, right? That's how it looks different in doing the bases. Okay, so 22 minus 21, it become 1, and here it become 2. And 8 in base 4, what times what will become 12? Look at here again. Okay, 3 times 2 is equal to 12 in base 4. So now we can do this. So 2 times 3, it will become 12. This story ends here. So the answer here will be 32 base 4 for the question here. Okay. Okay, it's kind of easy actually. Just you need to create a table first. Okay, again, this is base 4, and let's try to solve it. 100 base 4 divided by 2 base 4. Okay. Of course, we need to create a table, although I know it's on the side, but let me create one more here. So it becomes 0, it becomes 3, 12, and 21. Okay. And now, sorry, yes, one thing. The table is different. Why? Because this is 2. Okay, you see this is 2. This way now I need to create a table, although it's base 4, but it should be 2 here. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, maybe just one more 4. Okay, let's look at here. 0 times 2 is equal to 0. 1 times 2 is equal to 2. Okay, 2 times 2 is equal to 4. But this is base 4, so there's no 4 in base 4. So 4, we need to convert to 4, it will become 1, 0. So 1, 0. And 3 we times 2, it will be equal to 6. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. So 6 divided by 4, it will become 1, 2. 1, 2. And the last one, 4 times 2 is equal to 8. So we know it's 2, 0. So 2, 0. Okay, and now we are able to solve this question. So 1, 0, 0. And we know that this is 10, right? So we know that 2 times 2 in base 4 is becoming 10. 2 times 2 in base 4 is equal to 10. So we know that we can put here 2, it will become 10. And of course, 0 times 2 equals to 0. So we know 0, 0, that's all. This is base 4. Okay, I hope you got some confidence here in doing this question. Just create the table and you will be fine. Okay, and again, this question, 210 base 4 divided by 3 base 4. Okay, again we create a table here. This is 3, 0, 1, 8, 1, 2, 3. Okay, if it's not enough later on when you found out in the operation, you just extend it. Okay, so 0 times 3, 0, 1 times 3, 3, 2 times 3, 6, and we need to change the base 4, so it will become 1, 2, become 1, 2. 3 times 3 is 9, and we know we need to change it to base 4, be 2, 0. So 2, 0. No. This one is 1. This one is 1. Okay. 3 base 4, 210 base 4. We know that 3 times 3 is base 21. So we can just write here 3, 21. And of course, 0 will be 0, 0. And this is base 4. So This is kind of easy, right? Okay. And let's look at the last question, okay? 224 base 5 divided by 3 base 5 here. 224 base 5 divided by 3 base 5. Of course, this is base 5. Okay, let's create a table. Let's create a table. This is 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and remember this is base 5. So 0 times 3, 0. 1 times 3, 3. 3 times 2, and it's 6. But when you change to base 5, it becomes 1, 1. And 3 times 3 become 9. We need to change the base 5. It'd be 1, 4. So it'd be 1, 4. But you can notice, right? Here is 22. But here we are ending up in 14. So it's not enough, okay? So we can extend it to 4. So what we need to put here? So 4 times 3 is equal to 12. Divide by 5, and you can get 2, and it'll be 2. It'll be 2, 2 here, okay? And now 22, we know that it is 3 times 4 equal to 22. So we can write here 4, 22. And the 4 will be written down here. So we'll put here 1, because 1 times 3 is equal to 3. 3. And we have 1 here. 8. 8. When we look at this question now, 8, we're not able to continue the rest, right? We cannot put 0.0 like we are converting to decimal. And then what should we do with this one? We know this one is a remainder, right? Just like when we do base 10, we also have a remainder. And now this one is actually the same thing, the remainder for this operation in base 5, okay? And if you want to write in sentence, it will be 41 base 5 remainder of 1, of course, base 5. Yes, of course, that's how we write it. And we are done for this question. Okay, that's all for this video. And we have learned the computation in number bases. We learned how to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division in other different bases. And it is the same concept, even though we didn't discuss maybe base 6, we didn't discuss, but it's exactly the same concept on how we do it. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And the next video will be continue to learn about the Babylonian numeration system and so the Mayan numeration system. Okay, stay tuned and be safe.